So depending on when you actually get the 7000 series CPU from AMD, they are holding a little thing right now where if you get their CPU, you're also going to get a copy of the new Star Wars game. I forget, Star Wars Squadron is what I want to say it is, but I'm not 100% positive. The CPU itself doesn't have any like pins on the back of it like Intel does. Now, when you're installing your CPU, there's going to be the triangle and the dot on the actual CPU, and then your motherboard is going to have a triangle on the actual clip. And you line this triangle up with the triangle on your actual motherboard. This is actually a huge benefit of the CPU, to not really have to worry about like bending the pins. Obviously still install it properly and don't like, you know, just incorrectly install it on an intentional level, because of course that's not how you should really be doing stuff. To be really abundantly honest, that doesn't look like the GPU is going to be fitting there very well. I'm just being really clear. So most of the time, your NVMe thing is going to have a little cooler on the back of it. So NVMe, it'll have a little slot, and you line it right up with the motherboard itself. Just put that right up on in there. Get your screw. And don't lose your screwdriver, which I definitely, here it is. Almost thought I did. And if I had a magnetic screwdriver, I would 1,000,000% be using it, but I don't have one, unfortunately. So now again, yeah, remember to take your sticker for the cooling pad thing off, and then line it back up, get it down a little bit. Okay. So I also am pretty sure that I'm gonna have to remove these, right? Because I have a cooler. You put it in the second and then the fourth slot. 7000 series of AMD CPUs. You are gonna need DDR5. So I don't even think they make a. I don't even think that they make a DDR4 motherboard for the 7th gen, so it's going to be pretty hard to not get what you need to get, you know what I mean? So that is all of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up that CPU cooler and figure out how I'm going to need to go about installing that on this thing, because I'm not 100% positive whether or not my cooler is going to use these as the clamp, or if I'm going to need to remove those and install them. It has thermal paste, and this is the first time I've ever seen this actually in a CPU cooler. This is to spread it like the toast method, which I actually think is pretty cool. I do think that's neat that they offered that. This is I'm pretty sure this is the Intel. Yes, this is the Intel. I'm gonna have to read the manual. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to read the manual. I've only ever installed Intel CPUs, so, but AMD has been picking up their game. Apparently we have to screw those onto the actual cooler. So on the bottom there's screw. I guess this is what you get when you buy a multi-purpose cooler. And on the motherboard, there's those little black clamps right there. You gotta set it up in there, and then you gotta screw it. As you're holding that down with your thermal paste, oh my god, that's gonna be a pain in the butt. It's a big pain in the butt, bro. That is lining up way better than I expected for this case. This is literally all I'm doing, is just putting screws in right now. So I imagine you guys don't really want me to keep recording this, so I'm gonna go ahead and let my camera cool down for a little bit. This part, now I have to put this down on that. That's the part that's gonna suck. Oh my god. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and before I do that with you, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm also gonna do the panel connectors, especially that one with you. I'm gonna go ahead and braid these things up. You see on these wires, there's a plus and a minus, and I'm trying to get my camera to focus here, but you see the plus and the minus on these little wires here. Now on the actual motherboard, there's labels down there that say plus and minus. Hopefully you guys can get a decent idea of what I'm saying here. These are gonna go into these, and they're laid out down here. It's a little bit hard to understand, but once you realize that there's plus and minus signs on these little wires, then you'll be able to figure out how they go in down there. But because you guys wanted me to do the other connectors, not every case is going to have a USB. Some of them have the USB 3, the new one, but this is apparently an older case, so that the USB ports on the front of this case, this is a cheaper case. They're going to be normal USB. And then you got your HD audio wire that's going to go over here. And then you got this big blue wire. Not all of them have the blue, some of them are just black, but this one that looks like this is going to go right here. Front panel connectors, we already explained, so that's everything. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these in with you guys. Right here, we are going to do the power supply wires as well. And you see on these, most of them have like a dead point. There's like no input female connection. That lets you know like how they're supposed to go in down here on the actual motherboard. It's literally one, like this in itself on the Lian Li case alone makes it worth it, dude. Not having to do this. Oh my god, man. Okay, so then we have our power on, which is power button plus, and these don't have pluses or minuses, but if we look at these and the way these are lined up, I'm gonna, so the reset goes on the bottom, and power go on the top. I really just want to plug in my USB. I'm gonna use the extension. This is literally what it is, and then we're gonna plug the power supply cables into these. So they, I mean, it'll be, these like are something everybody should get. They make a huge difference in the way your computer looks. That's a fact. So make sure the clip version goes into the motherboard. And I want to show you guys the GPU one as well, so you guys can know. So the GPU is going to be one of the PCI slots. Is that a little guy compared to the 4090? That's what I meant by not fully modular. And then the fan connector, or the fan controller, is going to go into the, find one. There we go. I'm going to one of these guys. Oh yeah, go get some Velcro straps. But we'll do the cable management later. This is the fan controller. I didn't have to, that literally the case came with that. I didn't have to do any of that, which is super cool. I'm trying really hard to get this out of my way. This is one of the benefits of having a fully modular power supply. To be honest, this power supply's cables actually wouldn't look horrible, surprisingly. So this is that. This cable's really obvious which one is which one, you know? But do this in order and do the cable management as you go if you get a power supply like this. because it's going to make, I promise you, it'll make your life a lot less hectic in a little bit. Take this, and we're going to really, I don't understand why they do this. I really don't. Really, it's like you gotta like get them together. I don't understand why they don't just put them together when you literally have to get them together to begin with. Doesn't make much sense. So this is the GPU. We're gonna need this one. So I keep that one unmanaged is what I want to call this little. I love cases like this, dude. I really do. Cable management made super easy. Actually, very good way. And again, I mean, even if like any of this stuff like ends up not working, it's obviously it's gonna suck spending. Put this back in. It's gonna suck spending time taking your computer apart again, but it's kind of part of the learning process. When the first computer I built, I had to do that. I did some stuff wrong. But when you do stuff that's incorrect, boys and girls, if there's any girls watching this video, what happens is your brain remembers that much more than all the right stuff. Okay, so your power supply, I almost forgot to do it, to be honest. You have a little switch that you need to push. This is also when you need to push this as well if you ever plan on taking your GPU out of the computer. You need to remember to do that. That was a lot of ports for a 3060. I'm just saying, bro, that's more than I was thinking it was gonna have. So now you're gonna take these pins, line them up with your PCI on the motherboard, and you're just gonna push it in. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think you guys really. The benefit of this card, dude, you don't need nothing to prop the thing up, you know? This one too. So we did take the right one off, but and now we're gonna go ahead and connect the GPU, and that's everything, boys. Just gotta power her off. Alright, so that is that. And take this and make sure it stayed this way. I guess this is actually a kind of bad thing that got this case I wasn't really thinking of, but whatever. This isn't, didn't have rubber here. So, I mean, I guess it's not like a horrible thing, but it doesn't. That's everything, boys. Now you gotta turn it on. And, forgot to say to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment.
I hate saying it just as much as you probably hate me saying it, but if I do not say it, like 1% of you will actually do it.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff.